This is the Radio Dog Podcast Network. Welcome to the Rick Dollar Show podcast. Here's a guy who thought those voices in his head sounded familiar. Your host, Rick Dollar.
Hey folks, a few weeks ago I got to sit down with my old buddy Dan Tyminski. He happened to be visiting Savannah, Georgia, and this is how that went.
Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show and the Rick Dollar Show podcast. Do not adjust your television screen. That is Dan Tyminski on his porch enjoying a cigar. Hey, let's talk about this touring thing you got going this year, man. You're hitting the road like a madman, and I thoroughly enjoyed the Savannah show, man. And those were probably the best seats I've ever had at a show. I mean,
please, you were up close and personal, but that was a fun show. You know what? I'm having so much fun playing these days. It's hard to even relay to the people in words what it means to me to have the band that I have right now, and to be out on the road is the happiest I could be.
Man, that's the first time I've seen Aaron Ramsey play in a while, and he's a killer, man.
They really all are. You know, it's it is kind of my little they're like my little fountain of youth. You know, I get around those guys and gals and I just feel great. I want to play. Like I have the fire I had when I was a young person, and it just makes me happy.
What makes you think you're not a young person still? I think you got plenty of gas in the tank, brother.
You have enough little kids calling you Pop, and you start realizing that you're that you're getting on in the age department. Yeah.
Yeah, I get the Papal thing, and I'm like,
you got Papa, yeah, I'm Pop. But it's, you know, I never thought it. I could never imagine I would be in this state like that. I mean, I still feel, you know, up here, I still feel pretty young, but you know, I grunt a little bit when I stand up, so you know how it goes.
I don't know, dude. It was just amazing watching you enjoy yourself so much, and I mean, I know you got a great band. You've done tremendous music over the years. You're just legendary as far as stories go, you know, but you're just going to keep going, I guess. I mean, I don't think that there's any reason for you to ever do this, you know?
Well, I don't, you know, it's what, you know, people, I've heard it said that if you enjoy what you do, you never work a day in your life. And to say that I enjoy what I do would be such an understatement. I mean, I absolutely do not work at all when I'm out on the road. I mean, I call travel. You know, I've said for years, you know, I play for free. I get paid to travel. And the truth is, yeah, the traveling, you know, I don't know anyone who loves to travel, right? But when I get in a situation where I can surround myself with my guys and gals and play music, I've said it on stage and I say it again, it's the happiest I can be.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people, a lot of artists say that the travel part of it can be the real pain in the tuchus, you know. But when you're up there in front of the people that love you and you're loving what's happening, I mean, what else could there be, you know?
Oh no, it's the height of what this life can offer me. I mean, it truly is. I mean, I think it's the emphasis and the importance of music in people's lives. I mean, everyone knows, and it's talked about, but I think it's still kind of understated, the importance what music brings to someone's life. I mean, it's the difference of happiness or not, in my opinion.
I mean, I agree with you. You're doing what you love. Who cares what's going on around you, man? You know,
you want things to be good, but you know, everybody deals with them in their own way. And I've tended to deal with most everything in my life through song.
So, you've got a lot of dates booked already this year. You want to hit the highlights on a couple, 2, 3 that you're really looking forward to?
I mean, there's a bunch of dates on the books right now, and I would have to open up my calendar and start study on them to figure out what I would want to poke out. Listen, I don't try to play favorites with anything. I mean, what I like is the combination of my band getting to play anywhere, and that's the truth. And if anyone's checked out the website, there's a bunch of stuff we're getting ready to add. About as many dates as on there right now, they're about to be doubled. So there's going to be a ton of work this year. We're getting ready to add the next wave of dates onto the schedule. So there, hopefully anyone that wants to see the Dan Tyminski Band is going to have their opportunity somewhere near them.
Well, there was not a low point in the show that I saw in Savannah, but what really got me that I didn't expect was when Gavin came up to the mic and everybody left. And I was like, and all of a sudden, he belted out that gospel number. And I was, wow.
Gavin, he's such a rare talent, and people don't necessarily think of him because of his prowess on his instrument. People don't necessarily identify him as a singer. Um, he's a singer first, in my opinion. Gavin, it's why I love playing with him. I mean, take nothing away from his dobro playing. He's the best. I mean, right now he's probably the best thing out there going. I mean, he's the best young dobro player for sure, out there on planet Earth. But his singing is what does it for me. I haven't. I mean, I spent 30 years singing with Alison Krauss, arguably one of the best voices, the world has ever known. But I haven't sang with a guy like that that's made me feel such a passion for singing with, I mean, since back in my Ronnie Bowman days with the Lonesome River Band. And what Gavin brings to the table vocally makes me so excited to sing with him. Like, it's just what I love about music.
Yeah, and I noticed that you were also throwing out some tributes to Ronnie when he passed, and I think from what I've seen and the experiences I've had in life, this guy was one of the most premier vocalists and musicians. Jerry Salley told me one time, man, I was like, so who's the most fun to write a song with? And he said Ronnie Bowman, and I was like,
well, as people know, Ronnie was who I basically started my career with, or, spent most of my early years, my formative years with Ronnie and the Lonesome River Band. And we had a kinship that I can't emphasize strongly enough how close we were when we were playing music together. He was my brother. And this is what I'll say. I mean, the world lost one of the most enormous talents and respected men in the music business, period. Everybody loved Ronnie, and he will be missed more than I could ever explain.
I heard a quote the other day. I heard somebody talking about this. The last night they played at the Station Inn, this person, which I'm not going to name this person, but this person said that it was like somebody was going to leave.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Rick Dollar Show podcast.
There's a place tucked away in the mountains where time slows down just enough for you to catch your breath. And that place is Marion, Virginia. Known as America's coolest hometown, Marion blends rich Appalachian heritage with a fresh, vibrant energy that you can feel the moment you arrive. Stroll historic Main Street. Take in a live show at the beautifully restored Lincoln Theater, or explore great outdoors along the scenic Hungry Mother Park, where the views are so unforgettable. Whether you're chasing live music, small town charm, or a weekend escape that feels like home, Marion delivers it all with a handshake and a smile. So pack up, head for the hills, and discover why folks don't just visit Marion. They come back again and again. Plan your trip today and experience Marion, Virginia, where the mountains meet the music.
Sometimes you can get the feeling. Yeah, I don't know how to explain any of that. I do know that the last show that I did play with Ronnie was at the Station Inn, and our last words to each other, was we told each other, I love you, like we always do. We said, I said, I love you, said, I love you. And we had a special handshake that we shared that was, between us. And, we left, and, I just couldn't imagine how the world was going to change, so shortly after that. It's beyond tragic.
It is. It really is. And, but I think the world was a better place with Ronnie Bowman in it.
Listen, he left the world. He left the world such a better place. Listen, we're definitely a better world for having him in it. There's no doubt about it. I loved him. I still love him. I'll always love him. He's my man.
All right, let's get to what you think is going to be the best next big record for you. Live at the Ryman is my choice. Okay, I mean, it's unreal. If I want to get took us in gear, man, I crank that up, and that's just a killer album, you know.
First of all, if you know me, you know that the reason I do this and the reason I play music and what got me into this in the first place is really going to hear live music. It's definitely for Dan Tyminski, it's live music that really sparks the fire. It's what I don't know how to say it. It's what feeds me the most. And I found myself with an opportunity to play a show at the Ryman Auditorium, and I was, of course, thrilled to have the opportunity just to play a show. And I was in my local cigar shop talking with a friend of mine, saying that we were doing this show. I said, it's too bad I said if I had a bunch of extra cash, I said if I had a bunch of extra cash, I said I'd record it and make it a record because it's such a cool place. And my buddy looked at me and he said, well, what kind of numbers are you talking? I had to tell him, I said, I don't even know. I said, I just, I know it's expensive to make a record. And I said, this just, I said, I'm not, I don't know if I'm even serious. I just said it would be a cool thing. And he said, listen, what if I can make that happen? And I could tell he was serious. And at that point I just said, listen, let me contact you with my manager. And if you're serious, let's work it out. And, Joe, man, my buddy Joe, he stepped in and allowed me an opportunity that I could have never had without him. Joe Stoller, my man, I can't thank him enough. He allowed me to make a record I could have never made without him. And Live at the Ryman is one of the things that'll all go down. It's one of the things I'm most proud of.
Yeah, here's the Joe.
Yeah. Joe, we'll give you my 223 Yeti cup. Yes, the Dan Tyminski 2023. We're going to have a new one coming out here pretty soon. But yeah, this one, Joe, this one's to you, my friend.
That's it, man. Let me tell you.
Oh, bourbon whiskey. Oh.
You're a whiskey drinking man, ain't you?
Well, I'm also a coffee drinking man too. So we'll stick that it's just coffee.
Well, yeah, okay. I heard that come out of the crowd a few times the other night too. I mean, before you could even fire up the next song, people were like, whiskey drinking man. And, Hey Brother was that live version of Hey Brother, man, the other night was killer.
It's kind of the gauge of a crowd when you hear the type of songs and I never make a set list before I step on the stage because I like to try to feed off of the audience what they want. And when you hear them yelling out the songs like Whiskey Drinking and Hey Brother and stuff, you can tell it's the audience who wants the energy, who wants to tap that toe. The people who are in there feeling, there are other places where they're yelling out for the sad songs and the slow songs. And, I try to honor what I feel like the audience wants. But, it makes me smile really big when they start hollering out for the stuff that gets my fire going, because the stuff like Whiskey Drinking Man and that high energy bluegrass is what I love.
I'm just gonna say this. This is kind of a personal thing between you and I, but when I came up over the hill, I was actually in Savannah. I was actually looking for the restroom. So I look through the gate, and there's Dan puffing on a nice big fat cigar. And I think we talked for about 15, 20 seconds. And then there was an accident around the corner. And,
oh, Lord, that's right. That's right. Man, that sound. Oh, there's only one sound. Yeah.
And I thought, there he goes, Dan Tyminski, ambulance chaser.
Hey, my dad was. As a little kid, we sat right next to the police scanner.
Oh, my God.
Anything that happened in our town, don't you think we weren't in the car chasing that to see what was going on, man? I spent my young life doing that. I did.
Crazy, man. It's the last thing I expected. We were just like shooting the crap, there, and then all of a sudden.
Well, you hear that sound. I just want to make sure everybody's okay. I mean, that's a scary moment.
I didn't know you could run like that, though.
That's the only time I've run. That's the most exercise I've got in years and years. And Rick, you got to see it.
Yeah, up close and personal. Let me tell you. Well, like I said, Live at the Ryman. I hate to keep harping on this, but do you have another one in the works that you're going to put there?
Well, here's the thing. Live at the Ryman meant so much to me, first of all, because I got to record at the Ryman Auditorium. But as I said before, live music speaks to me in a special way. I think when you hear music live where there's, I mean, studio records are great and you get to go in and fix stuff and make it the best representation of whatever songs you're recording. But the live stuff really works for me. So if I've been thinking about it, and I don't really have this slated right now, but I will absolutely record another live record just because I feel like that's how I can really relay my message the best. It's the live record. And I would like to do it in a way where I could possibly have a little more content on the recording. The Ryman record was beautiful, but we wanted to have it on vinyl, and vinyl left us a time constraint that didn't allow us to put but about half of the show, if even that, half of the show on the recording. So, the people that were at the Ryman for that show, they got a whole lot more music than the people who bought the record did. So hopefully I can do another live record in the future where I can really capture the entire show so people can hear linear, front to back. This is what goes on in a show.
Yeah. What I was another thing that I thought was really great about the show in Savannah. I'm going back to that, but having Aaron Ramsey up there, and Aaron to me is one of the best producers that are out there right now. Of course, you got the legendary guys that are still out there pumping them out, but do you think maybe in the future Aaron could jump in there and help produce one?
If you can't get the Rick Dollar Show in your local area, we're available on demand worldwide on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Audible, and anywhere you get your favorite podcasts.
Hey, if you love real music played by real musicians, it's time you experience a night at Randy Wood's Old Time Pickin' Parlor in Bloomingdale, Georgia. This legendary listening room is where world-class pickers, bluegrass greats, Americana artists, singer-songwriters, and roots musicians take the stage to play the music the way it was meant to be heard, up close, personal, and full of soul. No big arena distractions here, just great sound, great people, and unforgettable live performances in one of the most respected acoustic venues anywhere. Whether it's blazing banjo, sweet harmonies, or a hot fiddle tune that gets your heart going, you'll find it on stage at Randy Wood's. Make plans now to catch an upcoming show. Bring some friends and be part of the music tradition that keeps on living. Randy Wood's Old Time Pickin' Parlor, Bloomingdale, Georgia, where the music never gets old. Check upcoming performances and ticket info online, and we'll see you at the Pickin' Parlor.
And now, back to more fun.
Well, I don't think there's anything that the Dan Tyminski Band will do in a configuration where everyone doesn't have. I mean, we're a pretty diplomatic thing. I don't think there's any one. I don't say, hey, I want this here, 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 and tell people what to play. In fact, it's part of the criteria of being in this band. If I have to tell you what to play, you're not meant for this band. No, so when it comes to production, when we're playing songs, I mean, we sit and work out the bones of the structure of a song, and everybody throws in their opinions in the hat, and we kind of we experiment and see what it feels like. So you have to have, I mean, more than just Aaron, between Aaron, Jason, Gavin, Nathan, Grace, everybody in the band has my utmost respect and attention. If they have an opinion on something, you better listen when you're playing with someone with the level of talent they have.
Now, who's your new fiddle player? I hadn't met him
Nathan Aldridge is the new guy on the fiddle, and Nathan, he was playing with Russell Moore, right before he came on board here, and of course Russell went with Alison Krauss and Union Station, and his band were looking for something, so it worked out where Nathan was able to come over here, and we started playing some music together. And I could take a few minutes now and talk about Nathan, because there are not. How do I word this properly to really let the people understand how much I love this guy? His fiddle playing, there's so many people that play fiddle, and there's a lot of different styles of fiddle, and there's, the contest fiddle, and there's swing fiddles and bluegrass fiddle and country fiddle and swing, and there's just so many different things. But I really focus on a very narrow bandwidth of what I call just bluegrass fiddle. When he plays something, this is the only way I can describe it. After he plays something, I don't ever want to hear it any differently than what he just did. Like other players, like my favorite fiddle player on planet Earth is Stuart Duncan. This has been, as I've said this forever. Stuart is the man. Now, Stuart will never play a solo the same way twice. He is a free thinker. Every time he plays something, it's different and it's amazing, and you just can't wait for whatever he's going to do next, right? There's something about Nathan. I put him in that category of I kind of put like Bobby Hicks. When Bobby Hicks played a fiddle solo, the next time you heard that fiddle solo, you really wanted to hear what he did because he had a way of just pulling the best of the melody, and I don't know, he had a way to make people excited with a style of solo that just, I don't know, it spoke to people, and you wanted to hear it that way every time. Nathan does that for me when he plays a solo, even if he doesn't play it the same way every time. When he's done with a solo, I feel like he has stamped it. It's his. He is a next level fiddle player. I mean, you can sit and listen to him for quite a while and still not realize how talented that man is. He is the bomb on a fiddle. He's incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and God, to give him a compliment like Bobby Hicks.
There are not a lot of people out there that play the double stops with the type of tone, the timing, where he places his stuff. His brain is so far above other people that you could listen to him for a while without even recognizing it, just thinking, yeah, he's really good, but you don't realize he left really good at the starting gate, man. He's something else. Well, first of all, before he was in the band, before he and Aaron Ramsey were in the band, I had Matty Denton and Harry Clark, and Matty and Harry. I mean, mandolin and fiddle, you just aren't gonna find anyone better than Matty and Harry. And when they said they were going to go full time with East Nash Grass and leave this band, I mean, I had mixed feelings. First of all, I mean, my first feeling, I got to be honest, I was sad. It made me sad to think that they were going to go because I love them so much. And then I thought to myself, how can I ever, play with someone different? Because I love them. I mean, I literally love them. And it's fun. Music is funny. Music has a way of evolving in a way where I always feel like I'm in the center starting point of what I'm supposed to be doing. I missed them terribly when they left, and then I thought, no, I don't even know if I want to do this with anyone else. And then, lo and behold, here comes Aaron and Nathan, and I'm not saying they're better. It's not about being better. It's just like every combination of styles creates something different, and it just meshed so well when they. I mean, I didn't feel like we lost even a beat. They came in. I mean, first of all, I love Aaron's mandolin playing. I mean, he's the closest thing to Adam Steffi probably as you're going to find. I mean, he can do all that. And then all the other stuff too. I mean, he's incredible. And between him and Nathan, it just got everything gelled immediately. And I was I was beside myself at how I could have ever felt bad for any situation. I mean, on the other side of the coin, I was so happy for Maddie and Harry that they were going out to pursue something that I think they need to be doing. I mean, East Nash Grass and the chance to start something ground floor and build a career like they're trying to do with East Nash. They have all my respect, and people are going to love them no matter what context they see them in. But it all ended up working out, I think, for both of us. Maddie and Harry, they're doing great in East Nash, and the Dan Tyminski band, we get to thrive on. So smiles all around.
Yeah, I don't think there's a bad thing that you just talked about. I think that it's just the way things are going to morph with you guys and with them, and those guys at East Nash are just on a roll with that last record. And
Oh, they're so great. I mean, they're so great. They're fun. They're just a fun band to hear. They don't take things too seriously, right? They're aware that they're up there to create smiles, and I love seeing it.
yeah, Corey and those guys just tickle me to death, man. The one good thing I want to talk about before we get out of here, though, is the Savannah Music Festival. They do it right every year, and
Very much so.
I'm just flabbergasted because I can go see my favorite, top tier bluegrass artists every year. They're
And
always
you can tell by the songs that they're yelling out, man. That's a bluegrass crowd, man. They understand what the music is. Yes, sir.
so. What's going to happen, man, in the future? I mean, I know we talked about new music and touring and all this stuff.
Check out The Rick Dollar Show on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok at The Rick Dollar Show. To see more great content, check out The Rick Dollar Show on YouTube. The Rick Dollar Show.
Down in Hopeless Holler, they're putting on a show. Gonna be a big time and everybody go. Picking and a singing all your favorite songs. Down in Hopeless Holler, won't you come along? Down in Hopeless Holler, won't you come along? Hopeless Holler. Hopeless Holler Trading Company, where one style fits all.
There's always some stuff going on. I mean, I'm in and out of the studio all the time. I mean, I had a killer week this week. Just things pop up that you don't expect. I got to record with Steve Martin this week and do some music with Steve and Alison Brown, and made a music video after we were done with there. Got to do a little skit with Steve in the front of it. So I had the most amazing, time with one of my heroes. He's my comic hero for a lifetime, and turns out hell of a banjo player as it turns out. So Steve was great to work with him. And then here the day before yesterday, yesterday I was in the studio all day with an EDM artist named Kygo. And people can look up Kygo. If you're unfamiliar with Kygo, he's got his fingers in, the whole planet's world of music, man. He's out there everywhere. And I'm doing, I'm not going to say a follow-up to Hey Brother, but another song that's kind of in this vein of music that Hey Brother was in the EDM world. And I'm really excited about this one. I mean, I know that the bluegrass music is what I do, but I get to step outside of the box once in a while. And I think this Kygo thing is going to be out, I believe, either in May or June, I think at the latest. So I'm anxious for people to tune in to the next song called the name of the track, I believe, is going to be called Heaven on My Mind, or Heaven on Your Mind. And Heaven on Your Mind by Kygo. That's, look for that next. And of course, the bluegrass music will always be following.
Well, Dan, the one thing about you, dude, you're so versatile.
Well,
that's something you need to be very proud of, because we can all go back and talk about 25 years of, old brother and all that stuff. And that was a great thing. But you're not just that artist, you're going forward and changing too and morphing what you're doing. And,
well, there's a great big beautiful world of music, and make no mistake, I mean, bluegrass is the core of what I do. It's my heart and soul, but I love all types of music. I don't think there's any music being made where I don't love the better end of it. I mean, there's good and bad and everything. I don't love all bluegrass music, but I love most of it. And I feel like that about all other styles of music. I love most of it. It's just, I think there's room for all of it.
Well, man, I'll say one thing. You got your social media game is popping right now. And I mean, you're talking about Steve Martin, but I also saw you sitting next to Del McCurry too, which is
listen, that we're talking about one of my lifetime idols. Now, I mean, there are people that you grow to idolize after you learn who they are. Man, I have been enamored with Del since I was a little tiny kid. I mean, I was buddies with Ronnie and Robbie when we were little kids at the bluegrass festivals, running around, trying to pick music wherever we could. I mean, to watch the career of Del McCurry and to see him in the state that he's in right now, he's getting the respect he deserves. And man, does he ever deserve it. He is one of the true icons of this music.
Absolutely. Well, while I got you on here, we are on the Rick Dollar Show podcast. I'm just going to go ahead and announce why I got the world's attention with Dan Tyminski sitting in a chair. I want to announce the Radio Dogs Podcast Network. We are taking your favorite bluegrass podcast, but not just your favorite bluegrass podcast. We're taking just interesting podcasts and putting them all in one spot. So look for that.
Love it. Rick, I love what you're doing. I love when people are out there furthering bluegrass music, bringing it to people, just making people aware of stuff that's right out there in front of them. And people like you help make this music what it is.
Man, I appreciate that.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
Well, dude, if I was there, we'd smoke a cigar and probably empty a couple of these cups too.
We'll work out our Yetis and our ashtrays real good. Yeah. Hey, next time we get to hang out, we're going to have we're going to have more time. It's going to work out better than the last one worked out. Here's what happened. The people don't know. We tried to hook up at this last show and you had contacted me and I was like, well, absolutely. We'll just do it. We'll work it out, And then I end up getting places and then I'm informed by my people. They're like, well, how did you book something without telling us? You realize I had booked you over top of a line of interviews I had for the whole day. My office talked to me. They were like, Dan, we love you and we love that you're down to do all this stuff. They're like, just make sure we know what's going on. So Rick, you were so patient and I really do owe you a debt of thanks for how you handled that because I definitely didn't handle it as well as I could have. And we're going to make sure that we're going to plan out our time better. And yes, we will get that cigar in.
No problem, man. Hey, I'm just Rick Dollar. You're Dan Tyminski, okay?
I'm just Dan Tyminski. You're Rick Dollar. Let's call this right now.
Let's make sure we get that on.
Hey, if I had a name, listen to how good that sounds. Rick Dollar. Think of how that name sounds versus Dan Tyminski. If you saw them both on a billboard, you'd probably go see Rick Dollar first. It sings. It's got that cadence. Rick Dollar. I could see it up in lights. When you see Dan Tyminski up in lights, you think that you're going to like a Polish food cook-off or you don't know where you're going. But this is, my goal is to try to make people understand that Tyminski and bluegrass music are synonymous.
Yes, they are. Well, man, enjoy that cigar and whatever's in your Yeti, and we'll talk again soon, okay?
We'll do it. I'm going to make me a fresh cup of coffee and get into this day. Rick, always good to talk to you, my friend. We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir, buddy. Rick Dollar here for the Rick Dollar Show, and I've been with my old buddy Dan Tyminski.
Thanks for hanging with us for this week's episode of the Rick Dollar Show podcast. Don't forget to visit all of our partners who make the show possible every week. Be sure to head over to Spotify and Apple Podcasts to leave us a review or a comment to win some cool merchandise from Hopeless Holler Trading Company. And now, here's some credits. See ya!
This has been the Rick Dollar Show podcast. The Rick Dollar Show podcast is produced by Radio Dog Productions. Theme music is written and performed by Jeremy Garrett at garrettgrass.com. The Rick Dollar Show podcast cannot be reproduced or rebroadcast without express written consent from Radio Dog Productions. I'm Kent Jones, and this has been a Radio Dog production.